Temitope Bandele is the Director, Customer Supply Chain Africa for Freshland Campina. He leads senior managers across 4 regions to deliver an excellent customer experience across 42 countries in Africa. Previously, he worked with other multinationals like Unilever, Procter& Gamble, and Hydrodive at senior management level in Nigeria and across Africa, where he helped these organizations to deliver integrated business objectives through people with purpose by creating an enabling environment for the team to deliver a productive and sustainable business operations. Temitope, as he preferred to be addressed, is a polymath, career and financial coach, creative entrepreneur, content creator, and an unrepentant investor. He is the creative director of a multi-dynamic value network under the name Masterclass with Tope Bandele, MCTB, which is a platform that comprises of various dynamic purpose and value-driven individuals. As a coach and a mentor, he has established himself in contributing to people's capacity in the areas of career, finance, health, and personal finances, and has a strong passion in seeing young adults grow into becoming successful and fulfilled in their chosen endeavor. He runs several platforms under the MCTB, like MCTB Teens Club, MCTB Educational Hub, MCTB Mentoring Network, MCTB Wellness and Fitness Hub, and also founded an investment education platform under the name My Investment Africa. He is a certified member of several international professional bodies like CPIM, CIPS UK, and NIM. He holds a master's degree in operations and supply chain management. He is also the founder of the Supply Chain Professionals Forum in Nigeria. Gentlemen, please make welcome Temitope Bandele.
Put an emoji or thumbs up or something in the comment section just so that we know that you are there and you can see my screen. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go straight into it. The theme is old man. Then we're going to talk about Wholesome career. So you've listened and seen my short bio, and I'm very grateful to God. And I always say this, that I've had an awesome career. Okay, and this is what I'm going to share with you also today. It doesn't just come like that, and that doesn't mean that I've not had the other part of it as well. Okay, a lot of people say, "Hey, Titi, well, you can call me Titi. Isn't Titi, you're lucky?" And I say, "Well, I think everyone is lucky. So it actually depends on which part of the side of the luck that you have, and how can you also optimize the luck, if there's anything like luck, by the way. All right, so today we're going to talk about that. I bring greetings from my wife, who also, I think she's somewhere in the crowd. She has joined as well, and let's do this. All right, so what is the crux of the matter of the subject today? And I hope I can move the screen. Something is happening. I can't. Okay. So while we are men, a lot of things has happened. Okay. In the last 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, if any one of us would say that we will all still turn to someone who wears nose mask everywhere, or probably not be able to work from the office, and we will always have to work from home, or if someone would have told you that loss of jobs is imminent and you cannot actually avoid it, you would probably say no. Okay, you can see I'm showing a couple of pictures where the lives of men has actually been altered. I can imagine myself working from home for almost 7 months. I tell you, at some point I felt like, at the beginning I felt this was hell. Will I cope? You know, when the kids are running everywhere, there's a lot of demand on us. There's a lot of requests on us. There's a lot of expectation on us as a man. All right. And in the middle of this, several things happen to us as well. So I'm talking as men now. I'm talking to men. All right. I'm talking to younger men. I'm talking to older men. I'm talking to family men. I'm talking to head of the house. I'm talking to breadwinners. All right. So loss of jobs, I can tell you a lot of people lost their jobs in the last few months. And still, that doesn't mean that the economy, the environment, or the world, or your families does not still demand that which you must still provide, irrespective of the fact that things are not the same as it was 2 years ago. Okay? And in the middle of all this, still, a lot of people were sick, and still there's still demand on them. And this is what people probably expect that your career should look like, very straight. But this is how your career actually looks like, with ups and downs, and with issues, with queries, with challenges, coping with family pressure, alongside work pressure, alongside the fact that your efficiencies is put into question. You still have to deliver as a man, okay? And as a man, the frustrations are there. Mr. Luashe talked about the fact that it is good to be down, but it is never acceptable for you to stay down. A lot of us have passed through so many challenges, and let me use the biblical word, tribulations, over the past few years, over the past few months. But still, the world expects us to be sane. The world expects us to be whole. Our families expect us to still put food on the table. They still expect us to drive good cars and live up to our expectations in the society. The pressure is so much that a lot of people had collapsed under this. And in this period also, some people had their careers nosediving. Probably 20% would say that in the year of COVID-19, in this period of COVID, their career went up. But I tell you, a lot of people actually had their career at this time nosediving. So, what are we talking about? The weight is on us as men. The bills are on us as men. The bills are there. It never reduces, despite the fact that the business is no longer there as it used to be. You still have to be responsible for the home front. You still have to be responsible for extended families. You still have to be responsible for your children. Your children's school management did not even put into the consideration that probably you lost your job, or probably business is no longer as usual, or probably things are not going well for you as it used to be, or probably you're having challenges in meeting up with obligations and requirements. They don't know that. The gas and filling stations don't know that. Your landlord do not know that things are no longer the way it used to be. Fine, a lot of us went through the coronavirus crisis, but some people are more hit than the others. That more hit sounds like something else, but that is truth. Some people are more hit than others. The effect it has on a certain segment of men are different from others. Some people during the period of the pandemic, they made their breakthroughs. They made a lot of money. But can you say the same thing? Can you say the same thing that the period of pandemic, the last 2 years were actually normal for you? But in this same last 2 years, house rent increased. Inflation setting in Nigeria and some other part of Africa. School fees increased. They didn't even care. Because they will tell you that now they used to admit 40 in the class, but now it has to be 20. Then your school fees has to be double. When I heard that from my kids' school, I was like, are you guys for real? So they are not ready to bear that. The implication is going to come straight on the father, on the men. As well, for the breadwinning men, for the men that are catering for their families. But in the middle of all this is what our life is all about as men. We bear the world on our shoulders. We bear the family on our backs. We bear the troubles of this world, the challenges of this world on our back. Some of us have been crushed. Some are still standing. Some will still be crushed. And that's what we're having a discussion today. And we're going to focus, I'm going to try to limit my discussion around career. What can you do? What does wholesomeness mean in your career? What can you do to ensure that you actually have a career that can put all these bills that we're talking about, all these requirements, all these necessities? How can you ensure that you still maintain your job, even despite the challenges that people are downsizing, companies are downsizing? How can you make sure that it is not you? People are losing their jobs. How can you ensure that it is not going to be you? What are the things to put into consideration in getting new jobs that fit into your new lifestyle that you want to live? Every day our expenses keep going up, but sometimes our income stays stable. Even some reduces. What can you do to actually remain? So wholesomeness for some people can be defined in different ways. But I define being wholesome as complete, full, detailed, being the best you can be at every point in time. Okay, we're gonna keep questions till later, but let me just share with you a few things. What are that roadmaps towards an awesome career? What do you need to do to ensure that you have an awesome career? As I said at the beginning, I've had an awesome career, a wholesome career rather. I used to work with the bank after school. I found myself in the bank doing houseboy or messenger job. Any 10,000 naira per month being sent to buy fish, poly, granite, staying in the security house of the bank, and still I have to wear my tie. But these are the things that the 6 elements that work for me have brought me out of that. If you can just mute, if you can mute yourself so that we can hear ourselves properly today. Okay, and from there I moved on to working with Procter & Gamble in Ibadan. How I got there also, it's another amazing story. From there I moved on to working with an oil and gas servicing company in Lagos called Hydrodive, and from there I moved to working with Unilever, a multinational company which you all know Unilever, and from Unilever I now moved 6 years ago to join my current company, Freestone Campina. We make milk, by the way. We make the best milk you can ever know. That is peak milk and 3 crowns. Okay, and so 6 years ago, I joined Freestone Campina, and I tell you, in 6 years, I have done 6 roles. In 6 years, I have had 4 promotions. Some of my colleagues are here, so I can't lie to you. So they will already put in the chat button and say, no, that's not true. And something has really called this out for me, and those are the secrets that I need to share with you today. So get your pen, get your paper. We don't have much time. I understand we have only about 30 minutes. Get your pen and paper and make sure that you write down things. Make sure that you put some things down. And then when the time comes for questions, we can always discuss. The last 6 years has been really exponential for me. It's been the best 6 years of my life because I understood what it takes to actually have or control or demand or sorry, I will keep using "an" for wholesome. Apologies if that's not the right English. Just don't mind me. A wholesome career and wholesome career, as the case may be. And these are the 6 things. You have to stay relevant. Okay? You have to bring value to the table. You have to be aware of your environment, aware of your organization. You have to be self-aware as well. You have to be visible. You will not be pulled out from your dog pit to take leadership role. Today, across the world, I'm in the first 200 of over a company that is over 30,000 employees. Okay, and well, I'm still young. I'm not going to tell you my age. Then you have to upskill. And finally, quality has to be your second name. Okay, so we're going to take that one after the other. So when we talk about relevance, what does that mean? Okay, your relevance, I put it there, I say your relevance is not in you doing your job. Your relevance is in you making your boss relevant. Someone will say, Titi, what are you saying? Is that not high service? No. I keep telling people, if what you do does not align, if your objective, your day-to-day activity, when you come your 8 to 5, does not make your boss look good, you are simply wasting your time. Someone will say, oh, what if my boss is not the kind of... Yeah, that's a separate topic. That's a different discussion. But for you to stay relevant, because you will not be there when you're going to be discussed. Be careful. I'm not asking you to bootlick. I'm not asking you to do eye service. But when your boss's interest and your interest are parallel and they're not meeting, you will always have troubles. What I do most of the time when I'm moving into a new role, when I'm setting my objective for the year, I first look straight into my boss's eyes and say, boss, what do I need to do that will make you look good before your home boss? And over the time, I've learned that secret that the only way to climb this ladder, one of those ways to climb this ladder, is to make sure that your objective, your interest aligns with your boss's interest. When he tells me what I need to do to make him feel good before his own boss, and I go for that. Tell me when it's going to come to end of the year review and appraiser, and I must have met that. I must have made him look good. I must have made him achieve. Mind you, I'm not talking about making me achieve, because there's no way my boss will achieve and I will not achieve, because my objective will be tied to his. And I don't wait for him to define objectives for me. I define my own objectives. Today, a lot of managers in Fishland Campina want to work with TT. They just want me in their team because I am going to make them look good. They're going to go into the boardroom, talk to their own managers, and talk about things I have done for them, and their manager will say, great job, great team. That is relevance. You must stay relevant. Your relevance is not just, the 8 to 5, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I am there. I'm agile. I'm active. I'm the workaholic. My friend, you could be workaholic for God knows when. If what you do does not align with your boss's value, you're wasting your time. And that takes me to the next topic, and that is value. See, you cannot be a want in the time of peace to your organization. I stole this from a friend of mine, which last year or 2 years ago, everything was so peaceful, and you were not there. But now, during the crisis period, you want to be a need in your organization. It is not possible. A lot of people that lost their job during this pandemic, it was simply due to the fact that when there was no pandemic, when there was no issue, the organization probably did not see them as that one who had that value they want. The question you should ask yourself is, did the company shut down? Did the company close down? No. If the company did not close down and some people are asked to go and some people are asked to stay, why not you? Why were you asked to go? You should always ask yourself that question. Don't blame the organization too much. No, they fired me. Why? What is the difference between you and the person they retained? Value. Value. Someone will say, TT, it doesn't really matter. Some people still had value and they still let them go. Yes, it is okay. Then go to the court and fight that. If you're 100% sure that you added value and they still let you go, no company, no organization will actually let go their A-listers. No ways. They will not. Value. All right, write that down. The third one is awareness. Your organizational awareness will take you further than your intelligence. Some people are so intelligent in what they do. They see that, I am the best at what I do. But do you know what is going on around you? Do you know what your boss is struggling with? Do you know the reports he has not been able to do for the past 2 weeks? Do you know the target that is on him to deliver the sales objective for Q3? Are you aware that the company is nosediving in terms of EBIT profitability? Are you aware, as a sales manager, that the factory is having problems, that they are not able to bring in raw materials? You will say it is not my business. Are you aware, as a marketer, that HR is struggling attracting the best talent? You will say it is not your business. Are you aware, as a finance person, that marketing is not doing well because people are no longer open? There's lockdown somewhere and things are not happening the way it used to be, and they are struggling managing their budget. Are you aware? Your organizational awareness is what will take you far beyond where your intelligence can take you. The mistake we make as employees, as young men, is focusing on what we are asked to do, is focusing on our objectives, is focusing on what you are asked to do 8 to 5, and not looking around you and say, where else can I help? What brought me out of the bank was basically because I was able to help others. I was there as a messenger, even as a graduate, earning 10,000 naira and carrying files everywhere. The day the regional manager came. They were all introducing themselves. This was, I'm cash officer. My name is this. I'm the customer service officer. My name is this and that. I looked at myself. I said, Tokman, what will you call yourself? And I said, and because I do everything, I fix the tailoring, I work with teller guys, I fix the ATM machines, I carry files, I print, I do photocopies. And I said, my name is talking about it. He said, then what do you do? I said, I do everything. And that was how I started. I started talking about the value I had to the CSOs. I started talking about the value I had to the cash officers. I started talking about the value I had to the teller, how I've made their life so easy. The guy looked at me and said, see me in Ibadan on Thursday. That was what got me my job from 10,000 to 120,000 naira between Thursday and Monday. Your organizational awareness will take you beyond what your intelligence can take you. I have to speed up now. The next one is visibility. Visibility is not your ability to be seen. No. Rather, it is the power in defining your duties, in delivering your duties. They say, I'm not visible. Oh, because I'm not in the head office, I'm not visible. No, you don't have to be. Today, everyone is nowhere. Everyone is working virtually. But are you still visible working virtually? You want to have an wholesome career, but no one knows you. Your line manager doesn't even remember your surname. Come on. What are we then talking about? I am not asking you to be there in his face. I'm not asking you to pick his bags. I'm not asking you to wash his car. I'm not asking you to go to his house over the weekend to clean his shoes. No, but I'm asking you to be visible to him. When you are needed, be there. When you are required, deliver more than you are asked to do. When he's talking about solution in IT, it is your name that will ring in his head. When he's being faced with a particular challenge and he's looking, who can fix this for me? No one else. It is David Abiodun. No one else is Ayodeji Adeshina. You have to be the first person your manager must think about when he is in trouble. Because you are visible to him, because you have been able to provide value, you are relevant, and you are aware of what is happening around you. As a supply chain person, I go to sales, I talk sales. I go to marketing, I talk numbers, I talk penetration, I talk visibility, I talk about return on investment. Someone will say, it's not my responsibility, I'm just a supply chain guy. Look at how to bring the product in and sell it. That is my business. No, then I'll be making a great mistake. Then I will not be where I am today. All right. Next one here is upskilling. I love this. These are skilled a lot of people. You carry certificates, PGD this, BSc that, and you are hired. Yes, what gets you here will not take you there. Your certificate must have brought you to that organization, but it's not going to take you to the next step. You need to upskill. Learn everything you can, anytime you can, from anyone you can. There will always be a time you will be grateful you did. Upskill. Upskill. I was a material planner in Unilever. I knew for me to become a supply chain expert, I need to know demand planning, I need to know supply planning, I need to know about export management. I went to Stephen Adeyemo. Stephen is in Guinness today. He was a demand planner. I said, Stephen, can you teach me demand planning? He joked, he said, I was sitting with him 5:30 to 6:30 every day. I told him I will go into your meetings with you and I will be your secretary. We were at the same level. I was learning demand planning. I needed to learn supply planning. I know what I need to get me to where I want to be. Today, I've done demand planning, I've done supply planning, I've done warehousing, I've done export, I have done import, I have done production planning, I have done project management. That is why I am the customer supply chain director for Africa today. It is not my CV. It is not my certificate. My certificate got me in at the first time. My certificate will not take me anywhere. Upskill. Upskill. If you forget anything, don't forget that. Okay? The next one and the last one here is quality. Your quality work will become the catalyst for your growth. Quality is a habit, not an act. A lot of us just believe, let me just do it anyhow. Well, I beg Jare, I don't have time. Keep doing it anyhow. And by the time your name will be mentioned, it is the quality of your work that will stand yes sir for you, not you. When you're being discussed in the boardroom about promotion, will you be there? No. They will just mention name. Yeah, David Abiodun. Someone say, oh, that guy. Ordinary Excel sheets. I always find it hard to even understand this report. He will just send anything because he needs to send it. He never even cared to check the mistakes and errors. I work with a guy. His name is Bode Omoshagba. I'm proud to mention him. If you give Bode a report and you write it is instead of it apostrophe S and you write ITS, he will return your report. He will return it. And you make a simple mistake or you have a quality a shabby report, he will return it. Those are the kind of people I train under. So I'm going to wrap. Yes, you need to record this session. All right, it's been recorded. You can always ask for it. Okay, if there is an English like that. All right, so let me recap that again. For you to have your roadmap towards an awesome career, your relevance, the value you bring to the table, you must be aware of your organization, you must be visible, you must upskill, and then you must deliver quality job. All right, so I'm going to go to the next thing, and I call it the career quadrant. Okay, career quadrant. So I've talked about relevance. It is not just about doing your work. I've talked about your roadmap, understanding your employer's priority in terms of the value you bring to the table. Focus on the big rocks. Don't go into meetings and just talk anyhow because you just have to talk. No. What matters in that boardroom is what you need to talk about, okay? You need to stop building an empire around yourself, really. Wall of defense. Rather, build a castle or rooms. Don't look at, I want to be indispensable. I want to be this. I want to be that. Nobody is indispensable. You can be happy to go anytime. All right? And I've talked about value. All right? I've talked about organizational awareness. I may come back to that. I don't have time. There's still something to talk about organizational awareness, but let's leave that a bit. Let's go to the career quadrant. All right? So this career quadrant defines the entire, where do you fix? All right? I say don't be a sheep. A sheep is the one with low performance and low potential. Anywhere they send him, he will go. Hey, jump here, go and get that file for me. Send me this report. He will carry it. He doesn't even know why he's doing it. He doesn't have an idea of the target of the organization. He's just doing his work. Okay? Where Bella face, now he's there, ball will go. Low potential. If the business needs to scrap people, it's the sheep that will first go out. All right? Don't be a donkey. A donkey is high performer, but low potential. They will always carry load on him. He's a utility guy. He will do everything, but when it is time to the boardroom matters, they will not call him. They say, that guy, don't worry, Jerry, if you need to get someone to go and fight the police for seizing your truck, just call him. He will do that for you. That is a donkey. But when you talk about who is strategic, who can think about tomorrow, who can take us to the next level, that is not a donkey. All right? Don't be a donkey. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a fox. He's sly. He's slicky. He's always massaging and managing ego. He's always playing to the gallery. He's always looking at his boss. Okay? And pulling people down because he wants to grow. Your boss can keep you a while because he also likes that gossip. He wants to hear things that is happening among your team. He can keep you. You think he's listening to you. If you come to my office and tell me about one person, I will listen to you. But that's the day you're going to lose my respect. And immediately I'll call that person you spoke about. Hey, come on. Fumi just said you did this. He just said you did this. Don't be a fox. A fox you have high potential, but they will never maximize it. But rather be an owl. High performer, high potential. And owl has 24 vertebrae in its neck. It sees around 260 degrees round. He knows everything that is happening around him, and he uses that for his own benefit. All right, be an owl. Don't be a fox. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a donkey. Don't be a fox. And don't be a donkey. Yeah, I've said that. So if you don't remember anything, remember this career quadrant. Okay. Yes. So what is my takeout? I'm going to tell you a story. I have about 10 minutes, I think. Yeah. So it is called the Orange Story. There was a gentleman, a company that produces fruit juice, orange juice. A client came to them and said, you know what, I need 50 liters of orange juice for my wedding by weekend. And I need it, and that was Thursday. I need it by Saturday. Okay. And I said, no, it is tight. He said, don't worry, I'll pay for it. And he gave the manager the money. And the manager called employee one and said, you know what, we have a client who needs 50 liters of oranges by tomorrow. Please go to the market, orange juice, go to the market now and get me some oranges. And gave this client 50,000 naira. And the client left. The employee left for the market. And he came back. Someone said, please put up again the picture of that career quadrant. Okay, I'll do that. Let's go on with this orange story. And he came back. The boss told him, we need to deliver this before night falls. And this guy came back with 25 bags of oranges very, very fast within 1 hour. But at the same time, when he sent Mr. A to get oranges, he gave Mr. B the same amount to also go and get oranges, because they really want people to work on this at the same time so that they can be fast. And Mr. B came back actually after 3 hours, and it did not come with oranges. Rather, it came with orange juice. Put in the comment section who has delivered. If there will be a promotion tomorrow and this boss will remember someone, is it Mr. A or Mr. B? I want to see your comments. They were both given the same amount of money, and the manager told them, go and get oranges because we need to make orange juice for our customer. Mr. A went and actually did as he was asked to do. He got oranges. But Mr. B delayed further than Mr. A. He came late actually. But he came back with 25 liters of orange juice. Mr. B, someone said Mr. A. No, it is Mr. B. Mr. A has simply done what he has asked to do. But Mr. B, they asked him, why did you come with orange juice? We asked you to get oranges. He said, yes, I got the oranges. And on my way here, I realized that my boss said, this client needs orange juice. So I quickly went to the peeler. I peeled these oranges. I was bringing them and I realized that these oranges will not deliver what we need. I went back again to the juicer and I decided to juice these oranges to get the orange juice, to beat time and to be able to deliver early to these our clients. He went extra mile. Thank you, Peter. He went extra mile. A lot of us, we are where we are today because we're only doing what we are asked to do. Ogota, ogota, it's a Yoruba proverb. If you don't understand Yoruba, sorry. Okay? And then other people will just do what they ask to do. Say, this is my 8 to 5. Some will even put their objective on the wall in their office. I am to deliver this, deliver. No! I have this ideology and that's worked for me. He who does more than what he is paid for will one day be paid more than what he does. It's Mr. B. When you are asked a single report, think, go into the head of your manager. Why does he need this report? Why is he asking for it? Give more, provide more. Go into the mind of your manager. If I need to promote someone into the next role, you don't just promote people into the next role. No, that person must have been living in that role. He must have been acting in that role. He said, I should say it again. Yes, if a man that does more than he is paid for will one day be paid more than what he does. You are only going to be promoted into the role where you have already started acting. You will likely not be promoted except for federal civil service, and you just keep going to the next level. But I will not promote you if you have not really proven that you can act in the next role, in your boss's role. Every point in time, I tend to do my boss's job. You might say it's over Sabi, but that is true. I see a mail addressed to my boss. I will check with him first. Can I fix this for you? Can I just do this? I think I know what needs to be done. That is the orange story. If you don't take anything out, remember, I wish I knew this earlier. Remember the orange story. Yes. So organizations are not looking for supermen. They actually want a team player. So you must be able to be a team player. You must be able to use people to deliver results. You must be able to use others to work for you. Okay? I'm trying to be aware of the time. You must be able to make others work for you. And that is the kind of people organizations want. Okay. An awesome career requires an awesome mind. So Dr. Borire, we talk about awesome mind in the next session. So I'm not going to talk more about that. Success is actually conceived first in your mind and next in reality. Okay? Success is in your mind first. See yourself. The role I handle today, I saw that role already 5 years ago, that is where I want to be. And I already conceived it. I already started acting it out. Every time I look into my boss's schedule, agenda, and I begin to act out in his stead. Whenever I am now going to be required for that promotion, they will know this guy already can do it. Your capacity as an employee is not what you're doing. It is actually in what you can do. So what can you do? If what you can do is not bigger than what you are doing, my friend, you are wasting your time. You are not ready to grow. You are not ready to be awesome. Okay. The last story is the tipping strategy. And it's actually not a story, but it's a takeout. Every day, after finishing a particular task, or after by the end of the day, I check myself. I said, Titi, if someone has done what you have done today, if someone is doing it or has done it for me, can I give a tip for it? So can I give myself a tip for what I have done today? You know a tip? A tip is what you give a waiter for serving you well. So can I give myself a tip? If I cannot give myself a tip, that means I've not done extra. Then I have not delivered for that day. I ask myself the question again, if I am my own boss, would I promote me? Stop shouting, I'm not been promoted. I have not been this. I have 7 years in a row. Nobody has promoted me. Nobody's looking at my side. If you are the boss and someone like you are in your own team, will you promote you? Do you have what it takes to get to the next level? Are you just doing it as what you're asked to do and not what you should do? Are you doing that little bit extra? If I wasn't my own boss, why should I hire me? So I look at myself again. What if I don't have this job today and I'm just applying for it? All right. And I'm sitting before my boss and me. Will my boss hire me with these attributes, with these characteristics, with this skill that I have, with this knowledge of environment, knowledge of the business? Will I hire myself? These are the things you should ask yourself. Then lastly, why should your management keep you next year? What are you bringing to the table? Why should they keep you in that business next year? If you can answer these 4 questions, I'm telling you, you will be better off for it. You will be the choice of your employer. You will be an wholesome man. Your career will be amazing. You're going to have an awesome career. Thank you very much. I leave you to the last word. And that last word is from the Bible, which is Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing session. It was explosive. Stay relevant. Make sure that you have value. These are very, very important facts that we cannot deny. I've taken so much away from this. I am indeed grateful, and I'm sure that everyone on this platform right now are more or less saying thumbs up. Oh, we are so grateful.
Thank you very much.
I just want to quickly have that question and answer session. Okay. So if you've got any question, please kindly raise up your hands, and then we have just the next possibly 5 minutes to take some questions. So if you have any question, I can see someone's hand is up. Yes, Mr. Elijah, quickly.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bandele. I really appreciate your discussion and your lessons. I learned really a lot. So I'm an IT, and I can relate with I'm an IT student currently. I'm doing my IT, so I can relate with almost what you have said. And I just want to ask a question. Like now, before I started my IT, I studied mechanical engineering in school, and we have 3 options. We have automobile, we have HVAC, that is one of the building services, HVAC, and we have IPE. So I wanted to go for automobile, but along the way, I found myself in HVAC, which was not my passion, and students consider it as the most difficult. So I was really sad. So now doing my IT, I never expected anything. So I got my IT placement in an HVAC company, which is Career Mandelas. So now my question is, I like the career and I want to go with it. And there are so many things, there are so many areas in that particular part. So now also I also have a passion for data analysis. So my question is, how can I combine the two and grow at the same rate?
Why do you want to combine it?
Okay, why I want to combine it is this. As I said earlier,
you're not to answer. You're not to answer. Okay. The first thing you need to do is really have a clear differentiation between your passion and a passion and your career. Okay. You can make your career your passion, I did not study supply chain. I read engineering, electrical engineering. Today, I cannot fix a bulb. I never did. I never practiced it. But I decided to turn my passion into a career. I had always loved negotiating. I had always loved business. I had always loved buying and selling. So I decided to found my way into procurement. So if where you find yourself is not where you want to be, you have two options. The first thing is, can you make lemonade out of the lemon which you have? Okay. But if you see that this is not your career, this is not your passion as well, don't mix both. Okay. Do you want to turn your passion into your career? It's up to you. But don't still stay clogged in that career and think that you have a passion. That is just probably you want to keep that as a side stream, but they cannot blend. They cannot work together. You cannot be a mechanical engineer doing HVAC and you want to do IT at the same time. There will definitely be two different choices. And I tell you, both of them require your time, require your energy, require your skills, require your effort. And you realize that you are not being able to balance both at the same time. Move similar fields together if you want to have two. But if there are two different fields, be very, very careful not to add that together. Okay? I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you very much, sir. I get it.
Thank you so much. I think I have an answer. So we're just going to take another question. If you've got more questions, please you can put it in the chat box. While Mr. Temitope is still here, he would be able to undo some of the questions so that we can go into the next session. So I'm just going to get the question from Ola Tuboson. Please just go directly to your question so that we can.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. And good afternoon, Mr. Temitope. Thank you for the great session. I have this question that's been bothering my mind for a while. I made, quite a big mistake, in my career because I was comfortable in a particular role where I started my career. So unfortunately for me, I spent so long on that role. I spent almost 7 years, still within that same role. And earlier this year, I had to rethink, to ask myself that what is the next thing? I found out that I had become an expert in this singular role, but I don't know any other thing about the business. I don't know any other thing about sales, about procurement, about the other thing, the other aspect of the business. Yeah. So now I want to know, as someone who has dedicated so much time to, to a single role, what based on your experience, what will you advise, as next steps? Like now I'm willing to expand, I'm willing to, to explore more. So what will you advise, as a next, step to take, for someone in this position who has spent, quite a lot of years, in a single role?
Yeah, my brother, it's a two-person. Thanks for that question, but there's no crime in you being a specialist. It actually depends on whatever you want to be, okay? In my own case, actually, the longest time I've spent in the role has been 2 years, longest ever, because the day that I start a new role, I am already looking up to my next. I started a new role July 1st, okay? And when I was having my first catch-up with my boss, I was asking him that, okay, I've seen the next role. I've seen my next role, and it's in 2 years' time. And it's going to be a role in, don't let me tell you the country. And he looked at me and said, you're just starting this one. I said, yes, the best time to be prepared for my next role is when I start a new one. So I would say, yes, maybe you tarry too long, but it depends. Maybe you want to be a specialist in that career, in that field. I am actually a very, very restless person. I'm not saying you should use my style. But one thing is that any role I find myself, at that point in time, I try to optimize. I try to get a grasp of almost everything very fast, quickly, and then develop a successor so that I can be moved into my next role or even be promoted. But in this case now, it is not too late, depending on what you want to do. If you're already longer in a particular field, a particular session, it will not be advisable for you to now go into a new one and then start afresh. You will be starting all over again, except if you are ready for that and you want to close down the first chapter. Okay, but if the first chapter is still what is linked to what you need to do, and you just feel that you need more knowledge in other roles, for example, you want to become a managing director of a company, it is very, very highly difficult, except for some companies that for you to become a managing director, you will not have an idea of finance. You will not have an idea of sales. Very rare, very, very rare you see MDs of big companies not having ideas in both. Then partly supply chain. Yeah, so if that is your target, it depends on who you want to be. Some people might say, I don't want to become a managing director. I want to be a global supply chain person. I want to be a global logistics expert. Then if you want to be a global logistics expert, what do you want to do in marketing? You just need to have a little idea about everything so that when they are talking, you are able to relate. I am not a fan of you saying you must go and do marketing. You must go and do sales. You must go and do finance. No, today I've never been in finance, but when I talk P&L for you, you wonder. Because I have actually gone through a course which is finance for non-finance managers. So upskill yourself. Take courses if you have to. Understand those different functions, even when you've not done it hands-on. You already have the hands-on knowledge. So today, I can fit into a chief operating officer of a company, which is a finance dependent role. Not because I've done a finance role, no, but because today I can talk finance, I can talk P&L, I know the strategies companies, I can, because of the association, the people I've worked with, and the knowledge I have acquired. Learn from people around you as well. Learn from people that have gone before you. Study. Take courses. There's no harm in you taking finance courses. There's no harm in you taking marketing courses. Now I'm going to even do an MBA, and I want to do that MBA in marketing. All right, so if I do an MBA in marketing, who will now tell me that I will not be fitting for a marketing role or for a managing director role sometimes in future? Well, that's what I want to do anyways. So it might be too late for you to go in the career path of carpeting. I call it the cross carpeting. It might be too late. If you've not 7 years, no. But look at it. Look at the edge, the ice, the summit of it, and see what will take you to your next level. What information do you need? In the boardroom, you actually don't need all the basic information about a particular role for you to be able to talk as an authority in that role. No, you need to stay high level. So as you grow in your career, strive to stay high level. Strive to stay high level. That's another thing, a lot of mistake a lot of people have made. A lot of people even sit in senior management role, and when they are talking, they are just talking operational. They're not talking big rocks. They are just talking operational things. No, it's not going to work. Okay, I don't know if that answers the question.
Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing answer.